What's up YouTube, I'm Will, aka at WillyThrilly_ on Instagram, and I'm back today with another Queen reaction. That's right, you guys have been asking for Queen Liar live at the Rainbow, and I want to check it out. We're going to jump in very soon. I'm not going to do too much talking, but if you're new to the channel, you may not know this, but I am relatively new to Queen. Like most people, I'm familiar with a lot of their very popular titles like Bohemian Rhapsody, another one Bites the Dust, and there's a couple other popular songs of theirs that I'm familiar with, but kind of ashamed to admit it, but admittedly I have not done much of a deep dive on Queen's music, and I really haven't seen any of their videos or live performances until very recently. I did a reaction to their performance at Live Aid, which is arguably one of, if not the best live performance by a band ever put on, and it blew me away. So I've been thoroughly enjoying going down this rabbit hole, and the Queen heads have continued to show up for it. So thank you guys. It really means a lot. I love the support, and it's always fun finding and tapping into these really passionate fan bases of different artists, in this case Queen. So you guys have been leaving a ton of comments on the Queen videos, tons of likes, so that is a pretty good indication to me that you guys are enjoying the content, you want to see more. So I thought, let's do another Queen one. This is Liar, which it may be a popular song by them, but I am not familiar with it. I don't think I've ever heard this song before. Maybe once it starts playing I'll recognize it and it'll start ringing a bell, but just based off the title, I don't think I've ever heard this song. I've definitely never seen this video. I pulled the best quality video I could find of it, but this performance is from 1974, so the quality of the video is going to be what it is. I'm sure it'll be fine, but we're here for the music. Let's jump right in. I can't wait.
Now then, we've come to the point in time we'd like to do a number that was released. Oh, they know it.
Wow, Freddie looks
get on with it. This number released
much different here.
As a single. It's a number called Liar.
Some cowbell. Oh wow, I'm loving the toms. Sounds good already. Yeah, I don't think I've heard this. I love how he just like chucked the tambourine there. I couldn't see if someone caught that off stage or if he just threw it off stage. I have no idea, or threw it backstage maybe. I'm not sure. But so far, I really like it. And I said this in the Live Aid reaction that I did. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you to check that out, especially if you want to watch these reactions in order. But I said in that reaction, this band is so musically tight, which shouldn't come as a surprise. No band should be as huge as Queen is without being very good musicians at, as the foundation for the band. But I just wanted to point that out, and I'll go back so we don't miss anything. But I wanted to point that out because I feel like Queen so often gets praised for their entertainment value because Freddie Mercury is just an incredible performer, as well as the other members of the band. But something that gets talked about less that I've seen is just how good musically they are. Like they're so tight musically, it's crazy. And it's a really interesting intro, but it really highlights this because the intro at the beginning of the drums, I think, is at a completely different tempo than they tap into when the rest of the band comes in. So it just shows how tight they are because the drummer does this intro, and the drummer's name, I'm still learning the other members of the band's name. Roger Taylor, I'm assuming is the drummer here, because I see there's another drummer that drummed for them just in 1970, but since then it was Roger Taylor. So I'm gonna assume this is Roger Taylor. Great intro. The drums sound great, by the way. He does this incredible drum fill. It starts off with the cowbell, goes into the toms, but then we'll watch this back, because when the rest of the band comes in, the whole like rhythm and tempo kind of shifts, but everyone's locked in immediately. It just highlights how tight they are as a band, and I just wanted to point that out.
No, wait. Might as well get on with it. It's a number released in the States as a single. It's a number called Liar.
He's riding that hi-hat too. It sounds awesome. Yeah, see? It totally slows down. Totally slows down, but everyone is locked in with each other. It sounds fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna try not to pause too much more. I want to just enjoy the show, and I'll share my thoughts after this pause. But I wanted to pause it and say that I'm really enjoying seeing this different side of Queen. I'm excited to see where this goes when the vocals kick in. But so far, this is like a more heavy version of Queen than I've seen in the past, or that I'm familiar with at least. I'm wondering how much of their music catalog is heavier sounding rock like this. I'm not calling this heavy metal by any means, or even metal. But this is more of a hard rock type of vibe than I've heard from in the past. Of course, like I said, I'm not familiar with a lot of their catalog, so... but yeah, I'm enjoying this. This is not what I was expecting, is I guess what I'm trying to say. So I'm excited to see where this goes. But let's just enjoy and this experience together, this musical performance, and I'll share my thoughts at the end. So we'll sit back and lock in here. Sounds great though. Of course, as soon as I say it sounds harder. really like that hi-hat on the fourth.
Forgive me, you know you'll never leave me. Please, will you direct me in the right way? In the right way. Right away. Liar, 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 liar. That's what they call me, liar. Every day and every night, all the time, liar. Oh, they keep calling me liar. They know I'm a liar. Now that's the way to go.
Wow. Okay, I have to go back because this is crazy. I know I said I wouldn't pause it again, but I wasn't expecting it to be quite this amazing. Brian May, number one, is killing. They're all killing it. They're all killing it. Freddie Mercury is killing the vocals. Roger Taylor's going nuts on that. Pay attention to the drums in the background if you haven't paid attention to them before when listening or watching this. He is going crazy right now, but I love he's doing like this open to closed hi-hat on the second and the four that I'm really enjoying. But oh man, there's so much that I like about this. Brian May's killing it on guitar. John Deacon and Roger Taylor are playing off each other. The drum and the bass drives the rhythm of the song, and they're just so tight. But everyone is like putting on a masterclass right now for their given instrument, including Freddie's vocals. But this is a perfect song for highlighting how tight the group is, because there's all of these breakdown moments where they're all hitting on their I'm trying to think of how to word it correctly. You know what I mean, though. They're hitting these strums and cymbal mutes and hi-hat hits on the 2 and the 4 in a lot of these parts at the same time, and you have to be so tight as a group to be able to pull that off without it getting off the rails. And it's hard to tell. I don't think anyone here is using in-ears. It's hard to tell, though, because they all have pretty long hair. But this, I'm assuming, is back in the time when everyone was still using stage monitors pointed towards them. Either way, it's not easy to stay this tight musically and perfectly on time. Even with in-ears, it's not easy. I play drums, and I don't do it as much anymore, but I used to play drums in my band at church, and it's quite a big church. But so we play in front of lots of people, and they have a nice fancy in-ear system. And growing up, I never played with in-ears. I always played with stage monitors. And let me tell you, it is not necessarily easier playing with in-ears. It can get really hard. So whether they're using in-ears or they're using stage monitors here, I don't know. But that was a very long side tangent and rant there, just to say that regardless of how they're monitoring themselves and hearing themselves, what they're doing is very impressive. But I want to go back and hear this solo again. But just pay attention to because I'm sure the temptation for most people here is to listen to the guitar because it's more high-end, more trebly, it stands out in the mix. But pay attention to the bass and the drummer in the background because they're going nuts.
Every day and every night, all the time, liar. Oh, they keep calling me liar. They know I'm a liar.
drums. Wow.
Yeah.
They're all killing it, but the drums are stealing the show for me right now.
All day long. Mama, I'm gonna try behave all day long. Mama, I'm gonna be your slave all day long. Mama, I'm gonna be your slave all day long. I'm gonna love you till you're dying day. I'm gonna kneel down by your side and pray. I'm gonna love you till you're dying day. All day long. 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 I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna kneel down. I'm gonna kneel down by your side. I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray.
Man. I have to run that part back again too, and I love that they got a shot of the bass player here because he is nailing this part. This bass run is crazy.
All day long, all day long, all day long, all day long. I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna kneel down. I'm gonna kneel down by your side. I'm gonna pray. I'm gonna pray.
That's so good.
All day long, all day long, all day long.
Wow.
Liar, liar, they never ever let you in. Liar, liar, everything you do is sin. Liar, nobody believes you. Liar, they bring you down before you begin. Now let me tell you this. So now you know you could be dead before they let you.
Wow. Amazing. Yeah. Let me know what you guys thought about that in the comments. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this performance before, but thank you for joining me. I'm not going to lie, I have no idea what the song is about. I kind of have to make a choice sometimes with these reactions. Do I want to focus more on the lyrics and the meaning of the song, or just enjoy the musical and entertainment performance aspect of the song? And in this one in particular, for whatever reason, I kind of zoned in and locked on to the performance and entertainment aspect of it. The music sounded amazing. Freddie's performance was amazing as usual. I really liked them opening up with the vocals at the end there. But yeah, I'm not going to go back and break down the lyrics and try and take all of that in. If that's, something you're curious about and you're watching, I encourage you to look up the meaning of the song and the lyrics. I will probably do so at a later point as well. But yeah, I just wanted to enjoy the song, and I think I got so wrapped up in the music and the entertainment because it was so different from what I was expecting. It was a heavier sound than I've heard ever before from Queen. And I really enjoyed it. But I'm curious, and if any of you know, you'll have to let me know in the comments. I'm curious to know, I have to assume that the guitarist, Brian May, has some type of classically trained music background, but I'm curious if all of them or if several of them have classical backgrounds, because you can definitely hear that influence in the music. It does have this ballad and classical feel to it, especially towards the end of this one. It started to be reminiscent of Bohemian Rhapsody in some of the way that song swells and builds and has a climax, and then it kind of comes falling down. You can definitely just feel that there is someone with classical knowledge behind the music, and I'm curious if it's just Brian May, if it's all of the band. I'm just fascinated by their style. It's just really fun. Like, this is very exciting because we don't hear music like this anymore. Like, nowadays, I'm not hearing anyone making music like this. So it just makes me very curious and spawns all of these types of questions when I'm exploring these videos with you guys. But that's enough for me. This is an 8-minute video now turning into a 23+ minute reaction, so I'm gonna kill it here. But I really enjoyed this. I hope you did too. If you did, please do me a favor and smash that like button. Throw a comment in the comment section for me. It takes you guys a couple seconds and it means the world to me. Subscribe as well if you haven't yet. More Queen reactions are sure to come, and I do reactions to a wide variety of music on the channel, from indie music, pop music, blues, soulful, jazz, rock, and I actually do quite a lot of beatbox reactions as well, which is music. If you're not on the beatbox scene yet, I highly encourage you to check it out if you like music, because it's amazing. But that's a random side note. But yes, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm sure you guys will fill me in on some stuff in the comments, and I look forward to reading those. But yeah, throw a like, throw a comment. That gives me a good indication that you guys want me to continue doing reactions to this type of music, more Queen reactions, more classic rock reactions. So it's just a good way for me to know that that's a good place to be putting my time doing these reactions, and it helps me inform those decisions and justify time towards different types of reactions. But that's all I have for you guys today. You know the drill. Go make the world a better place. Until the next one, keep pushing. I will catch you guys later. Thanks for joining.